Hi, sorry.
That's all right, no problem.
All right.
Let's do it. Last one.
Thank goodness.
No doubt. All right, so this one did have a little bit of pre-work, so I got that done.
Okay.
Let's see. All right, so, oops, that's the wrong assignment. All right, so whether you prefer challenging the process by turning to music and art or reading something in particular or just browsing a library, going out to see something inspiring. Oh my gosh, this is a long list of things. Or looking into the lives of Nobel Prize winners like Malala. Just bring it to your team. I didn't really know what that meant.
I think she was just like, talk about something that is inspiring that kind of reflects the reading in some way. And I was just about movies and stuff, basically, that I've seen or shows that I've seen that kind of point those things out.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I had no idea what that meant. But anyway, so should be a great conversation, but come to it prepared. If you happen to finish that conversation, then we can talk about. Oh crap! I think I did the extra part, not the first part.
Oh, so you went and tried to find like a link on Malala, or?
Yeah, I did. I thought that was the actual assignment, not the.
Use yours, and then I'll talk about mine.
Okay.
And then so, I think we could use a lot of this time to talk about the final project. That's kind of
Okay. All right. So, do you want to start? You want me to start? Sure. I don't care. Okay.
So the movie that I wanted to talk about was crap, I already forgot the name of it. Hold on. It's about Winston Churchill, Darkest Hour, I think it's called. That's what it's called.
Oh, I've not heard of it or seen it.
So it's like a war movie. It's about Winston Churchill, and it talks about like his whole process of becoming the Prime Minister of England. And it talks about basically what happened was the Nazis were like basically taking over all of Europe, and they were in France, and there was a bunch of American soldiers, there was a bunch of Allied soldiers, mostly British soldiers, and they were basically getting pushed out into the ocean.
Okay.
And so this whole thing is about how he came to power, and so eventually he came to power, and not even the people that like voted for him thought he was like a good person to actually lead. They just needed the former guy out, and so they didn't have much faith in him at all. And so he really had to like encourage the heart, obviously, because he had to like make sure people had some kind of like, he had to motivate a whole entire country that was basically going to get taken over by the Nazis.
Wow.
And so he just was a strong leader in that sense, and not even the people that elected him believed that he was the right person for the job. They just needed the previous guy to get out of office. So
that's crazy. My husband recently told me that, well, so I guess related is how Hitler got voted into office was because they were afraid if he didn't get elected or whatever. So people voted for him, like same, not thinking he'd be a great leader, obviously, but out of fear, which is
sure, like coercion. And I think like Hitler at the time was like basically just taking over by force in a way. You know, obviously he did that in Germany, but he did it also in Europe, all of Europe. And so this whole show is about him like basically just having, because basically England wanted to they wanted to make a deal with Hitler because he was so close onto their doorstep. He was like maybe a couple months away from actually taking over all of Britain.
Wow.
And so they wanted to make a deal with him, and he was like, no, we're going to fight until the last man, woman, and child. Like, we're going to fight until the end.
That's what Churchill said?
Yeah.
Basically. Oh, gosh.
He actually encouraged the entire country to stand up for that idea. And if they wouldn't have, who knows where we'd be today. is the world, you know, like who knows what would happen.
Yeah. Yeah, because I know that he's well regarded enough now, I suppose, that
Right.
like there are quotes all over, you know, things he's said, but that's crazy that he wasn't really all that popular to begin
No,
with.
he wasn't that popular, but it kind of shows how like the country and not and also the people that elected him in the parliament,
Mm-hmm.
how they all kind of like start to like him, and he becomes like this super, like if you hear about him today, boy, what? Go get one. Sorry.
That's okay.
He wants a snack.
Of course, snacks are the best.
So yeah, I mean, he turned everybody's views against, like that were against him, for him.
That's so cool.
For all those great leadership qualities that he had.
And that would be so hard. That would be really hard to do. Like thinking about that in like a professional setting, knowing that people like aren't in favor of you, like maybe taking over a team or something, and then like having to win them over. That would suck. That would not be fun.
Some major like feats, you know.
Yeah.
If you think about all the people that you know, like I've had, you know, issues with people at my job in the past and other jobs in the past, and I'm sure that if I were to become the leader, there would be issues. So how do you win them over? You know, how do you win them over?
Right.
At the end of the day?
Well, and I think there's different ways, because it's like you can win me over for a little bit if you bring coffee and donuts in the morning. But if you
yeah, that's a good tactic, actually.
Right. But if you actually like lead, like maybe like lead an effort, or somebody that like is genuine, like show your true colors as a genuine leader that's interested in developing your people, acknowledging their hard work, you know, doing all that kind of stuff. That would be like a longer term, probably easier to do that in like a real world setting, not like the war.
Right. And then not only that, like he was basically encouraging his country to like fight to the death.
Right.
How do you
Yeah.
how do you like,
I know. And to have people listen, and I'm sure people thought he was like out of his mind.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that would be hard.
Yeah. I thought that was a good topic.
Did you say that was called?
It's called Darkest Hour.
I'll have to look
Then
that up.
there's another movie that kind of like relates to it, but it's not really, it's related in time frame and storyline, but it's not really made by any, it's not like a sequel or anything. It's called Dunkirk. Have you seen that one?
What did you say?
Dunkirk.
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, so that was the town where all these British soldiers were basically being pushed out into the sea, and so Churchill, like, they were out of people, so he had all the fishermen and people with boats go and take them. He made them go across the English Channel and pick these soldiers up on their small fishing boats.
Wow.
That was kind of like one of the things that won the whole country over.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I feel bad that I don't have anything to bring to this conversation. I'm trying to think of things.
Oh, you're good.
I missed this part.
Do you know what we started?
I think it was like 09, maybe 08. Let's see. Does this thing say how long we've been going? No.
It doesn't, but
yeah, I think it was around 08 or 09. Okay, so please encourage and at the same time challenge one another, and challenge and encourage yourself. This just doesn't, I don't know. I guess it's not as directive as they usually are. Okay, so I don't know that I really have a very good example. So what came to mind first, and I don't know if you'll appreciate this or not being a dad, is Moana.
Moana?
Yeah. It's like on at our house every day, really. It's like her favorite movie ever. But she didn't have like a team of people that she was necessarily leading until like, well, she tried. Like she tried to tell everybody like, let's go beyond the reef and fish beyond the reef. And her dad, who was afraid of everything, his friend or whatever, wouldn't let her. So then she went out on that grand adventure and found Maui and all that. And I think she ended up
So it was like challenging the process kind of thing.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like she straight up left. Like that is 100% challenging the process. And not only that, but then like she picks up Maui, the demigod of land and sea, hero of men, hero to all. I've seen that movie so many times. And like kind of changes his whole way of like thinking too. And then he ended up helping her and they were like a great team and all that. And anyway, so the very end of the movie is when she's returning the heart of Te Fiti to Te Kā, and then turns Te Fiti back into like who she truly is. So that's what I was thinking the whole time, which is a little bit different because there's not like it's not a country that she's leading or anything, but she does end up, the village changes and everything because of all the lessons that she learned, and she developed so much as a leader doing whatever it was she was doing. So that's how often I watch Moana.
So you have a 1-year-old?
Yeah, she's 15 months.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's prime time when they get on something. It's
yeah. But luckily with Netflix, you could pretty much like point and shoot and find something that they'll like. But Moana is like start to finish, you will sit there and watch it. It's pretty nuts.
That's funny.
So yeah. All right. Anything else we should talk about there? So I went and looked. I actually went outside of the course and looked at. Do you need to go potty? Hold on, I gotta let my dog out.
Sorry.
Okay. So I went outside and looked at some videos that I could find online that was like outside of the course because I'd already seen those. So had you looked at all with anything about Lima Bowie?
Lima Bowie. No, I haven't. Let me look it up now.
Yeah, so she is a Liberian woman. She won the Nobel Peace Prize in 2011. So the first video I watched on her was she was at the Jon Stewart show or whatever, like with Jon Stewart.
Okay, yeah.
And so he introduced her, and she's written a book. Mighty Be Our Powers is the book, and there's a documentary about her called Pray the Devil Back to Hell. And he introduces her, and she comes on, and she, like, the first thing she says is it's nice to be here with the most popular late night TV show host or something. Like, it was funny. She was trying to make a joke. And then later she said something about how he had the privilege of having the most popular women's rights activist in Africa on his show. It was just really funny. It was really funny. So what she did, similar to Malala, which we talked about before, and she's actually the other person that I ended up watching more videos on.
Okay.
Is just like women's rights activist. And so there was a civil war going on in Africa.
Right.
Where there was like hunger, children were dying, rape, abuse, just like all these horrible things.
It says here from 1989 to 96.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, it was bad. It was so bad. So she said one day she woke up and like fear gave way to anger, and anger gave way like a need to transform the society. So like they used their anger as a way to like protest and like make a change.
Right.
So what she did was, what else do I have here? Woke up with a resolve to do something, even if they died trying. Like she was willing to die to like actually change what was going on in their community. So what she did was she led women and children to sit in a soccer field, I think she said. Mm-hmm. And they like didn't eat or anything. The only thing they had was water in the blazing sun. There was rain, all that, no food. They sat there all day from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. for days and days and days. And then, so Charles Taylor was, I don't know if he was like the leader at the time, or I couldn't figure out who he was. I could have probably Googled that. Anyway.
Charles Taylor.
Yeah. He was, okay. He was the guy that I believe was.
He was a former president.
Liberia. So, okay, so he must have been the president of Liberia when this was going on. Yeah. Well, this is serving from August 1997, but the war was over in 1996. I don't understand that timetable. Anyway, so she said that like they would see him and his guys in these like beautiful suits and living the high life and all that, and everybody else is in like war-torn, conditions.
Right.
And so they started peace negotiations, and like it didn't go anywhere. They said it was going to take 3 days or something, and it ended up taking like 3 months. And then everybody got fed up. So she led these people to barricade the hall in the Capitol building. Mm-hmm. And they tried to arrest her. And for some reason, she took all of her clothes off, which I don't really understand why she did that. But they all left. Like, they ran away from her.
They're like, all right, you win.
Yeah, this one's crazy. No, I don't know. I don't. She didn't really go into much detail about why she did that, but she did. She said she started taking her clothes off, and then they all left her alone. But anyway, so because
they staged protests that included a threat of a curse and a sex strike.
Yeah, so the sex strike was the next thing that I had.
I've heard of this. Basically, she stopped a war because the entire like female population went on this sex strike. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard of this. Yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't heard of it, but I thought she was just a hoot. Like, that is awesome.
There's no way. There's no better way to stop a war. I think that's pretty funny. They did that.
Well, I mean, she said, like, if you're not a fighter, then, like, like, your friend is probably a fighter, and you have to stand up to your friend and tell him, like, hey, man, I'm not getting any until you stop. Like, cut it out. Oh, man, it was so funny, though. So then I watched an episode of her from the Colbert Report, and then all about the sex strike. So she said, or I think Steven said it, that they were shutting down the playground, and they were obviously desperate for a change and fed up. And this was the best way they could think of to like prove that they were serious and that everybody needed to listen. And she said they just said no sex until the conflict ends. I know. Wow. So I thought that was hilarious. Oh yeah, sure. Really. Yeah, so she started talking about how the war was for resources, but that was like not the true reason for war. Oh, I got a lot of men. Yes. Yes. Okay. Anyway, so I just thought that was really very interesting.
That's a really good one.
So, yeah.
All right, cool.
Did you look at any of that stuff?
I didn't.
Okay. So to take up more time, I'll read the rest of my notes.
Okay.
Okay, so, and then I looked up more on Malala. I watched her, what's that word called? I can't think of the word. She was on Ellen. I can't think of it. Anyway, so we already know a lot about her. We do. But what stood out to me was that she says she has no anger toward the man that shot her, which is just crazy to me. And what I loved, a few things, was she said, I think they made a big mistake. And in response to that, she said, like, that same thing kind of with Lima, was when that happened, it like lit a spark in her, and she was just like, it is game time. Like, now I'm angry.
And angry, but like
more passionate. Yeah, she was passionate. She said after the attack, the fear went away, and she was stronger than before. And now she like was not going to stop, and you know, all of that. It meant so much to her. And she said that after that, she continued life with more courage and more like empowerment to work toward, you know, education for girls. And then this awesome quote about her dad, which I remembered only slightly from the last time we like looked at all this, was her dad says, "Don't ask me what I did, ask me what I did not do." And what he did not do was clip her wings. He allowed her to fly as high as she could.
Yeah, I think we talked about that a little bit last time when we talked about her, was how would you be able to like tell your kid to speak out against that if you knew that?
I know. Yeah, no.
That takes bravery too. I probably would be like, no.
I know. Yeah, no way. Yeah, so I just thought that, oh man, that's so brave. I mean, they're all brave. She's brave, they're brave. And I didn't know she had two brothers, but they were there.
She always talks about how she doesn't get along with them.
Yeah, she said that she like appreciated her mom and her dad and her mom, and then she said, and a little of my brothers.
Yeah,
it was so funny.
She's like, I'm trying to talk about like women empowerment and peace and stuff, but I can hardly get along with my brothers.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Something that was really funny though was when she found out that she was getting the Nobel Peace Prize. It was during her chemistry class. And she was just like, oh, okay. And then she refused to go do any press until her school day was over. So she like went about the rest of her school day, and she's like, I'm going to finish my school day. It's, you know, it's appropriate for what I'm fighting for. And then we'll do press conferences afterward.
It's going to be interesting to see where she goes. Like, I really think she could like do.
I know.
She could be the president of, I don't know what their laws are, but like she could be the president of Pakistan or prime minister of Pakistan one day.
Yeah, I don't know what they do either,
or if the British, or I don't know if the British have like laws like we do where you have to be born here or whatever, but I think
British is matriarchy.
Is it?
Yeah, like the queen, like you have to be in them.
Right, but the prime minister of.
Oh, the prime minister, yeah. Oh, I don't know. I don't know where they live now. Are they in the U.S.?
They're in the UK, and she goes to.
Oh, that's right.
I don't know if she's in high school. I think she goes to Oxford now or something like that.
Jeez. Yeah, I remember talking about that vaguely last time.
She's like the Mother Teresa of our time.
Yeah, she is. Sure. And she's still so young. I mean, what is she, 17 now? Maybe 18?
Yeah.
And you know what? I don't know how old she is.
I can look it up. I'm on Wikipedia. I'm on the source here. She was born in 97, so she's
21.
Yeah.
Almost. Will be 21 this year. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Yeah, so she's so young. She's been so influential so far. Like, it is going to be crazy to see what she can do.
Where she goes.
And she clearly has no fear. I mean, she could just do whatever.
I bet you, mark my words, she's going to run for president or prime minister of
something.
Pakistan someday. Watch.
Yeah, I hope so. And hopefully at that point, you know, all the wars are over or whatever, and maybe she'll pick up a new cause or something, or maybe that'll just be her thing, and she like brings education to everyone. So that was one of the other things she said is no child should be denied the basic human right of an education. And she was talking about, you know, the countries that don't have desks for their students, or some that don't even have teachers at school, some that have no schools at all, which just seems so crazy because I'm so like spoiled, I guess, living in the US. Like, our schools, some of them are really, really terrible, but we have it, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, like when I was in the Navy, I would travel a lot, and I was in, you know, Hong Kong, and I was in Singapore, and I was in Thailand, and all these different places in the Middle East and stuff. And it just makes you realize how how spoiled we are. Like,
Yeah.
it just makes you so grateful for like everything that America has to offer. And
Yeah, we take it for granted. That's
we do.
for sure. Yeah, and I think I missed out on that. I went to a private school, and so we weren't very cultured there. Like there was a lot of things that we didn't learn about because we were learning mostly about like religion and stuff.
Oh,
But there's so much that I feel like I take for granted because I honestly didn't know for a long time that how different things were outside of our bubble. And so much so that when I ended up going to public high school, which was terrifying. And the first day of school, the kids' locker right next to mine got busted for having a pound of something in his backpack. And I was like, I didn't even know that happened here. Like I thought that was in the movies and like the big cities. I had no idea. That's how sheltered I
it was
was.
Jake from State Farm. That's who it was.
No, I still remember that kid. His name was Dakota Lane. And I was like traumatized after that. I was like, oh my gosh, they do these horrible things at public school. Well, yeah, I'm sure it was like first day selling of some kind. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I was just like freaking out. So anyway, so my point is I'm just so uncultured and feel like I'm so behind because that wasn't anything we really learned about.
Yeah. Well, you could always join the Navy or like the Air Force or something, you know?
I'm too much of a baby. No. That is really no. No. My high school boyfriend tried to get in the Navy, had a heart condition and couldn't. And even that, I was like, I really don't want you to do that. That's terrifying.
Yeah, we were safe. We were good. We were out to sea.
How long were you in the Navy?
5 years.
Oh, 5?
Yeah.
Goodness
so they
gracious.
got me to like sign like a bonus. Like I can't remember. I was like 20.
Yeah.
Like, you do an extra year, we'll give you $4,000. And I was like, $4,000. And then I got it. And after taxes, it was like $2,000, $200. And I was like, a year of my life.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's funny. Yeah, but at that age, that seems like.
Oh yeah, I was like, oh, sign me up.
Yeah. So you didn't join right out of high school?
No, I kind of messed around a little while, and I was doing a little too much of what I wanted to do, you know, instead of what I needed to do. I wasn't really interested in college or working weird jobs that 20-year-old kids work. Like, I don't even know. I was like a delivery guy for like DHL. You know, ever heard of them?
Yeah.
I worked for them, and it's just like, all right, I'm out of here.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. That's great that you made that step because that would be hard going from total like bachelor civilian life to having to listen to like the toughest of tough leaders.
Yeah, it makes you feel like you go from being what you feel like as an adult to like you feel like you're a child.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
You're like,
nothing good.
Tell me what I need to do. But
no. You've got like a curfew and all that shit too, and you have to make your bed.
Yeah, you gotta make your bed nice. You got a curfew. You can't leave. You can't drink. You can't.
Yikes! Yeah.
But eventually it gets better, you know, as you go forward. But in the beginning, it sucks.
Do you feel like you kept any of that? Like, do you still make your bed?
Yeah, I make my bed, but I definitely kept like my organization and stuff that they do.
Yeah, you seem to have it together.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I try.
Yeah.
I'm losing it. It's like 1 week left and these 2 classes are killing me. And to be honest, I haven't really looked at this project.
I haven't either. So maybe we could just spend some time actually looking at it.
Let's do that.
I looked at it a little bit and thought, yikes, that's going to be a doozy for sure.
So should we go to module 7 to look at that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I thought the whole project was what we've been working on our worksheets every week. I thought that was kind of like what we were working towards?
I think it kind of primarily is like, I think there's there's going to be a lot of copy and paste involved. I'm not sure. It's worth so many points. I'm really nervous about it.
This is exactly
So there's supposed
like
to.
that one guy. He set it up just like this. Davidson or.
Oh well, yeah. This is his class. She just facilitates it.
Oh, okay, because
But
yeah,
it's
in
his.
band project, he was like 300 points, and if you didn't get a C or better, it was like you failed the class.
I don't even have enough points right now to get a D.
What?
I only have 802 points.
Oh, that's what I got. I got 800 something points.
Yeah, I don't. But
I did
so
the
it's.
math. I think you need to get like 1,139 points to get an A minus.
Yeah, that's what I saw too. But yeah. So anyway, all right. So first, know this: you can do this. It says, and you've already done the hard part. Hundreds of OGL 360 students have already benefited from creating self-development leadership plans. I don't even know what that means.
Where are you?
Final project in module 7.
It's 7.3 final challenge. Okay, hold on.
No, scroll up. No, maybe it's at the end.
Oh, it's down. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
As the final project in OGL 360, the 12-week plan is designed to reward your previous efforts by making use of weekly worksheets, provide an inspirational review of readings and concepts, and provide a chance to utilize some of the best 360 assessment questions you have written. Wait, when did we write 360 questions?
That's when we did our.
Oh, the memo thing?
Was that the memo? Was that those were LPI questions. Are they different?
I don't know. I keep getting confused by that and the Likert scale and the 360 degree. I don't remember writing those except for the assignment that we got unclear points for.
360 is like a self-assessment type deal.
Well, that's like, yeah, that's what we've been talking about for the last few weeks, but I don't remember writing questions. Anyway, we'll have to figure it out.
Through the past modules and see where they are.
Yeah.
Provide
Okay, so
of readings and concepts in a useful format.
Yeah, so that's all the stuff that we've been copying and pasting or whatever, the worksheet, I think. But it looks like it's going to be long. 18 pages. It's a PowerPoint. 12 things. What? I don't understand this. Oh, here's an example of what the table of contents might look like. I'm confused. I wish there was like a real example.
Can you click on these examples? No, I can't even click on them.
They're just pictures, but they are not very cohesive. And they're small. I can't really see it. I think I'm confused.
So, I mean, we have our work sheets that we've been working on. Is that part of this?
Yeah, so what I could tell was that like the quotes and stuff, you're going to kind of like sprinkle throughout the PowerPoint. Okay, so create a title page, create a table of contents page, create 12 pages or slides, one for each of the 12 weeks. Each of the 12 will include a page-by-page checklist. What? Each of the 12 will include a page-by-page checklist. One theme or topic per week. Do not have to match the book, nor must they follow the same order as our book chapters. I'm in the link if you haven't opened that yet.
Okay. Yeah, I'm in it now. I'm going to go in there.
Okay. Add 2 or more illustrations for each of the 12 weeks. So that must be why we've had like a varying amount of illustrations and quotes each week. I think this week is only 8, thank goodness. Include 3 or more quotes on each of the 12 pages, 36 or more total. That seems like more than what we have on our worksheets right now.
Yeah.
Do we have 36 quotes already? We might.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because I mean, there's like a minimum of 4 or 5 quotes per week.
Yeah, but that's only. Yeah, maybe you're right. 6 weeks of that.
So
4 quotes. So that's only 24.
Okay.
Jeez, this is gonna take a long time.
Yeah.
Okay. So one of the 3 quotes
And we're
on
not
each
doing
page.
this. Is this an individual thing, or are we doing this as a group?
I think it's individual. It doesn't say anything about it being a triumvirate thing.
Okay.
So of the 3 quotes, 1 or 2 should be from the book. Of the 3 quotes on each page, 1 or 2 should be from the other readings, including at least 1 from each of these. Van Gennep, Marshall Mouse's The Gift, Blue Latitudes, Odyssey, Room of One's Own, Ubuntu. Oh my goodness. This is a lot. 8 qualitative questions from the 360-degree process. In Module 4, you wrote 10 qualitative questions. Oh, yeah, it is the memo.
Okay, good.
So that's already done, at least.
I wonder if we can all use the same ones, like just flip it on over.
Yeah, I don't know.
It
says, yeah, you can use the PDF supplied to you in Module 4 to help create some new questions that meet recommended criteria. So that whole thing still confused me because we just copy and pasted the...
And she didn't like them. I mean, she didn't give us a horrible grade. It was like 94% or something.
Yeah, it was fine, but I was confused because they were literally from the worksheet. I don't know. Anyway. 4 quantitative questions. Select 4 Likert scale questions from the LPI observer questions we use to assess. Oh, we did that last week when we assessed ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
For at least 8 of the 12 weeks, add a personal to-do or checklist or another interactive feature. Hey, you love those memes.
I know. I'm going to use them.
Create an addendum page. Include on this page any final memes, fun thoughts, tributes, or inspirational stuff that did not quite fit into the rest of the plan, and a works cited page. Holy macaroni.
What do you want? I wonder if we have to do an addendum page. What if we don't have any extra stuff or fun thoughts? After this, I'm not going to have any fun thoughts.
No, fun thoughts is another class down. Graduation is so soon.
Do you know who you're taking for your other classes for your 481, 482?
Yeah, I actually just looked at that. Let me see.
I'm taking Thomas. I decided to.
I think mine's Thomas too. Yeah, David Thomas, Stephen Thomas, David Thomas.
Let me see
here. Are you taking that this summer?
Huh?
Are you taking those this summer?
I was going to, but I dropped it. I need a break. I'm going to take one little like filler class that I have to meet 120 credit hours. So I have to take one class, and it's like history of engineering or something like that.
So you're not going to finish until December then?
Yeah. Oh, are you going this summer?
The whole thing.
Oh, dude, I'm out.
I have to be done. This has been 9 years, Wes. 9. I'm done. I am done. I'm so done. And the closer I get to being done with this class, the less motivated I am.
Yeah.
It sucks. Okay, so this final project is really going to stink, like a whole heck of a lot.
But at least we can pull from some of the stuff we've done. Right?
Yeah.
We can pull the questions from it. We can do a lot of the stuff that we've worked on in the worksheet. We have memes that we can pull from. So it looks like we need to find, we have quotes from all of these people, from Arnold Van Gant. We have all those quotes.
I hope I have all those quotes. I think I mean, I would assume or hope at least that it was required. If it wasn't, I probably stuck with the text because it's the easiest to read and understand.
But she actually, there was like parts of it where she would like say it has to be a Odyssey quote or
Yeah, you're right. So I probably did that just fine.
So then we have the Likert scale or the LPI questions.
That's easy.
That's easy. And then we have a personal to-do list or checklist. I think we kind of came up with a few that we need to work on last week.
Yeah, and I think I did that on my very first worksheet. I think I did a to-do list. I've been doing like thought bubbles every week.
Mm-hmm. On the illustration part or the
on the interactive element. Right. I've been the thought bubble every week, and I've been writing it on my planner every week to like try to remind myself to like actually practice some of that. Like out of last week, we all kind of agreed that we weren't very good about like telling people we appreciate their work or whatever. So I tried really hard this week to like do that. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I did that. I actually did that today.
Awesome.
So I have kind of a lazy guy on my shift, and then I have like a really good like worker on my shift, and we had this really big job to do, and the lazy guy was like, "Oh, can I just go work on this other thing?" And I was like, "You know what? That's a great idea." And I went up to the guy that was like, the guy that I knew would be able to get this big job done. It's like, dude, you're a great worker, and I know you can get this done.
Oh.
And he was like, "Thanks."
Oh, that was really nice of you.
Well, he was like, I just want to know why you asked me to come over here, because we have a rotation, and it kind of threw him out of the rotation. And he was like, I just want to know why you kind of threw me out of the rotation, and Lucas is on my spot, and I'm over here. And I was like, because I know you can get this job done, and I know he can't.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I kind of thought.
Oh, man, that stinks. Man, that always stinks when you've got that going on. And it seems like, so you as a team lead probably have a better pulse on it because you're still like right there than maybe your leader does. I mean, I don't know, maybe he totally gets it too, but yeah, that can be frustrating for sure.
Yeah.
And is he one of those that's like a smooth talker, so your boss may think that he's actually good when he's not?
No, he's not.
Oh, really?
Everyone knows about him. Like even.
So he's like a super lazy guy, not even like a smart lazy guy.
Yeah. So when my boss has a meeting with his boss, which is we call him the second level boss, that's the guy they talk about.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, and that's not a good problem to have.
Yeah, no way.
So I mean, I think we can do this. It's not going to be as bad because we can pull a lot of old information into it.
I hope so. It's a lot to look at, which is it's been this whole class. It's like
it's just overload. Yeah.
This says right here, final note. This was previously a 20-week plan. What?
Comprising of 16 or more different slides.
Yeah, so one for each week, plus I think title, table of contents, then the 12, so that's 14, and then your addendum page and your, works cited page?
Yeah, it says here create 12 pages or slides, one for each week, one for each of the 12 weeks.
See, but that's also what's confusing me. Like, I don't feel like there's enough context about what a leadership, whatever it's called, leadership plan or something. What does that even mean?
Is that it says a checklist. Is that our to-do checklist that we need to make for ourselves?
I don't know. Yeah. Oh, I see where you're at. Checklist. I recommend printing this out and using it to keep organized, but it's not required and will not be submitted for part of your grade. Oh, to make sure that we have.
Oh my God. What do I need to do to pass this class? That's all I care.
That's what I'm trying to fight with myself right now, because do I really want my A or do I care if I get a C? I think I'm still going to shoot for an A unless I get really overwhelmed with this.
Yeah.
Because right now I'm on track to graduate summa cum laude, and I'd really like to.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I think I have a 3.6.
That's still Magna, right?
I think so, yeah.
That's really good. I don't know. This is going to be long. And this week
When
is
it
like
due?
Thursday. And we still have stuff to do. Like Thursday, we still have, or not Thursday, but this week, like this coming week, we still have a lot. We still have say you would do the little 7.1 reflection paper on these meetings, the 360-degree challenge, and the final project. So like there's still quite a bit to do when I would rather just spend my week working on this project. Have you done the challenge for this week yet? Uh-oh, did I lose you? Are you there? Uh-oh. Wes, come back to me. Are you there?
Yeah, sorry.
Anyway, so we just still have a lot to do this week, or this coming week. Did you do the challenge this week?
Challenge.
Have you done it yet?
Which one?
6.3.
Was it a test?
Yeah, well, you know, the multiple choice things, but it was the revisiting key concepts in our supplemental readings.
Yeah, I did that.
How long was it?
There are like 13 questions. I didn't do too great on it, but the thing that's killing my grade, I have like a 87% in class right now, are those tests, because they're just.
I lost you again. Are you there? Hi. Oh, there's two of you now. I can't hear you. I can see you, but I cannot hear you. Nope. Can't hear you. Oh, now I can't see you either. Now I can see you. I can't hear you. Are you muted? Can you hear me? No. Is there a text option? There is. Oh, but this won't be. I don't know if this will be recorded. That's what I was typing. Sorry, Dana.